Hello, my name is Nafisa. I work as a program and research assistant at International Center for Refugees and Migration Studies. Today, the brief is about my research project, which is granted by International Center for Refugees and Migration Studies. The project is about climate-induced vulnerabilities of Afghan refugees, a case study of floods 2022. The primary objective and the broad research question of this study was how the climate-induced displacement has been occurred by the floods 2022. The research question is about how the recent floods has impacted the different legal identities of Afghan refugees in the context of Quetta and Balochistan. And the research focus areas are three urban settlements, which is Ghausabad, Qadriabad and Hazara town. Basically, there are two types of refugees. The first category is registered one, and the second is unregistered. There are overall 4.4 million Afghan refugees residing in Balochistan, and 1.4 million are POR card holders, which are categorized as registered refugees by the government of Pakistan and UNHCR. And the second is unregistered refugees, which are 3 million in Pakistan. The problem statement is that Pakistan is ranked 7th most vulnerable country in the context of climate change, and despite their contribution into the global greenhouses emission is 0.9%. So in such circumstances, the citizens of Pakistan are facing heightened vulnerabilities, and in such circumstances poses a significant challenges for the Afghan refugees residing in Balochistan and Pakistan. Afghan refugees who, due to vulnerable legal statuses, are not able to cope against the floods and the climate change, and they face heightened vulnerabilities in terms of losing their shelter, their livelihood patterns, and further displacement. They face further displacement as well, physical and mental health issues, which is caused by floods 2022. The primary objective of this research is to assess, to examine, and to investigate the specific impacts of floods on Afghan refugees of three urban settlements. Conceptual framework which are used in this research is citizenship and displacement, that how displaced people, either they are climate-induced displaced, forced displacement, or they are development-induced people, how displacement alter the new sense of a citizenship and belonging to in another country. In this research study, the conceptual framework that I applied is of citizenship and displacement is of Leila Mehta's work and Major Ostorum, which emphasize on how the displacement alter the sense of its citizenship and belonging. The study was carried out in two phases. The first was a pilot study, which was to test the broader question, the broader research question, and the second is the actual study, in which I interviewed respondents of three urban settlements of refugees, human rights activists, and representatives from international organizations, as well people from academia. The research tools which were used in this study were focus group discussions. In the pilot study, the focus group discussions, the ethnographic observations and interviews, and actual open-ended interviews were used as a qualitative research tools. In the actual study, I conducted semi-structured interviews with the respondents of three urban settlements and with the representative of an international organization and Provisional Disaster Management Authority (PDMA) Balochistan. There were 4 key findings of this pilot and actual study, which are based on their legal identities, how they experience the climate in different settlements. So the POR card holders, ACC card holders, and asylum seekers, as well the undocumented refugees, how they experience the flood. The 4 key themes, key findings are the loss of a shelter and the loss of a lives and shelter. The second finding is the disruption of livelihood and debt entrapment. The third is the dual struggle of physical and mental health issues. The fourth is further displacement. The post-flood impacts are debts and loans, malnutrition among the kids and women, and lifelong disabilities among the refugee men, as well as climate-induced displacement of already refugees in Pakistan. Thank you.